What's going on? What's going on? I'm back with another video. Today I want to talk about the things that men do that makes them look weak. Now, we all make mistakes. We all have done things that make us look weak. I've done things in my past that misrepresented me, that made me look weak, where people just had a bad impression, just because of some of my actions. So, number one, I'm going to say not having self-discipline. Self-discipline is a basic human trait that we should all develop. There's something you just can't avoid. If it was like the number one thing you should pray for if we had one dream to land and we just got on this earth or whatever, and we just had one thing, you know, self-discipline should be that one thing, because you can't get nowhere without self-discipline. You can't reach levels in your life without self-discipline. You can't reach those milestones. You can't reach your dreams. You can't even be the person that you dream of in your dreams that you would like to be if you don't have self-discipline. As a man, you make yourself more valuable by having more skills, by knowing how to fix cars, or knowing how to fix computers and things that's going to make you financially more resourceful, financially more stable, in order to buy the things that you want, or do the things for your family. But you can't get there without self-discipline. So yeah, you can't develop no new goals and milestones without self-discipline. It's just a very important thing that you want to have as a man, that goes into your emotions. You need the self-discipline to control your emotions. If you don't have control over your emotions, you can find yourself into situations that are detrimental to your success and your well-being. They say an emotional man is a dangerous man. An emotional man makes bad decisions, that can possibly land him in jail. When you're emotional as a man, you misuse your strength. Like, as a men, we're strong. We're stronger than women. Some of us are stronger than a lot of us. Like, you have the big, strong, linebackers, football players and stuff like that. Imagine if those guys didn't have like self-discipline, and you got into a altercation with one of them and they just lost control, and just went around and just throwing their weight around and swinging on people and not being able to control their anger. That'll be a very dangerous person to be around. People like that can possibly get shot by the police. People like that end up in jail for a long time. It's just not safe for a man to be emotional. Then you have like effeminate men that grow up around, that possibly grow up around women, and they haven't been taught to control their emotions. That's another thing that's bad for a man to have, is not having control over his emotions. I can go into that on another video. But number three, I'm gonna say bad position. Your position in life determines how people treat you. It determines how people see you. So you always want to put yourself in good positions in life. I go into the example of a janitor. Now, with all due respect to janitors, if you are a janitor at a job, people most likely are not going to treat you with the highest respect that they treat the boss. If your job is to clean the bathrooms or wipe the tables after the meeting, don't expect people to respect your authority. Don't expect people to respect your intelligence. It's going to come with your position. Is going to come with certain perceptions of you. Now, as a janitor, or whatever you want to be, whatever you are, or just an example, you don't want to walk around or expect people to have to listen to your advice on, you know, finances, you know, to expect, you know, your authority to treat you like you the boss. When you walk in a room, you know, you want people to listen to what you got to say and things like that. You're not in that position. You know, that's why it's always important as a man to be elevating. You don't want to get stagnant in one position, because people will be passing you up in that stagnated position, and people can start to lose respect for you, or you will see people just going ahead of you, even though, you know, even though because of your longevity, but you are not in the position where people will you know, respect you, you know. So that's why, you know, as a young man, you want to have your own place. You don't want to be sleeping on other people's couches, because you put you in a position where people can dominate you, you know, people can lose respect for you, people can talk to you any kind of way, you know, people can just treat you like you're not a basic human being just because of your position. Basically, when you are in a better position, it protects you from other people's bullshit. So always be elevating as a man, because, you know, you want to develop that respect. You know, you want to develop that masculinity. You want to develop that dominance. You know, where people can treat you the right way. So number 3, I would say blaming people and not accepting failure. You know, you can't grow you can't grow you can't grow properly into a man of character if you're always playing the blame game with people. You have to learn to look in the mirror and look at your mistakes when things go wrong in your life or on the job or whatever. You have to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself the truth of what's going on. You can't always look for someone to blame. When we play the blame game with people, you know, things never get done. It's basically playing the blame game is basically avoiding responsibility. So I was thinking about what Kobe has said, rest in peace. You know, Kobe was talking about, you know, looking at films on games, and he was basically saying that a lot of times it's easy for us to look at the film when we win in games. It's easier for us to look at the films on the other team, but, you know, it's hard for us to look at the films of the games that we lost, you know, because, you know, it hurts to look at our mistakes. It hurts to look at our failures. It hurts to look at those wounds, because it reopens those wounds. But you actually learn a lot more from looking at your failures than you learn from always looking at your wins, because sometimes, you know, when we winning, you know, it's a lot of luck involved. You know, it's a lot of other things that come into place. You know, but when you look at your failures, it's easy for you to point out, you know, those little simple things that you could have done to make that situation a lot better. So when you think about your failures and you think about the things in life where you didn't achieve something, or you possibly made a bad grade, or you didn't get a chick or whatever, you know, if you look back and you think on your steps, those steps you took right before that situation, you'll realize, like, wow, I should have did this, or I should have did that. It was just that simple. You actually learn a lot more. So don't play the blame game. You know, just tell yourself, look, it was my fault for dealing with this person in the first place. Even though they done some things, it was my fault for dealing with them. Like, I'm still in control of that. Last one. I would say just being a man and not looking weak. I would say not being physically strong. I think as a man, you should at least be lifting your own body weight. You know, I think that's a reasonable thing. You don't have to necessarily be a bodybuilder. They say, I don't have the exact percentage, but not a lot of people put bench press bench press 225 pounds. So I think it's reasonable to just be lifting your own body weight. You know, you don't want people to be sizing you up and they assume that they could beat you up. You know, things happen in life. You know, maybe a hurricane or something happens at the house. You still want to be able to pick up things and just physically move things out the way. I think that helps your manhood. It helps your masculinity, just being physically strong. So you should at least be doing push-ups and sit-ups every day. You don't have to necessarily go to the gym, but just doing your push-ups, doing your pull-ups, doing your sit-ups and stuff, just being in some type of physical shape and stamina. You know, you don't want to be getting tired too early. You know, that can actually help your sex life. But yes, as a man, you have to be. I think it's important for you to, you know, be strong physically. Not super strong, just decent, just body weight. That's not too much to ask for. But if you're 300 pounds, you 400 pounds, and you know, so you have to be lifting 300 or 400 pounds, that means you need to get your weight down. So you need to be in some type of shape. So that's all I gotta say. I hope I got my message across. Hit me up in the comment section and tell me what you think about the video. Thanks.